Hey everyone, it's Max here from Reptile Fanatics, and not only do I love reptiles, but I also love amphibians. This is a Japanese Bellied Newt. Now it's a juvenile, so once they hatch from their eggs, they go into we'll call it an axolotl-like phase, a hatchling phase, where they'll stay in the water, they'll have their gills, and then they'll lose their gills, they'll develop their lungs, and then they'll turn into a lizard-like form, as you can see, which they are mainly terrestrial, but they will go back to the water at some stage. Now, he was in that little Tupperware dish because I was just making sure that I was just doing a health check on some of my juveniles. This is one of the terrariums I have for 2 juvenile Japanese Bellied Newts. Now, whether you keep them in a fish tank, I like to keep them in terrariums because I like to keep them very close for observation. I like to make them a bit more decorative than the usual fish tank, and I like to keep them very minimalistic and simplistic. So here I am, I've done a good clean, I've cleaned it out complete with boiling water, and I've just kind of made it a bit more minimalistic than once it was. There's a little bit of water, maybe half an inch, because one of them is showing there's an ice cube in there because it's a really hot day, and I just chuck an ice cube in just to really cool that water down. Otherwise, as you can see here, I've just got rocks, I've got sand, I've got pebbles, I've got a piece of driftwood, and I've got 2 aquatic friendly plants that you can get from any plant shop, and same with the driftwood, the pebbles, the sand. You can get that all from a pet store, an aquarium store, or just Home Depot, or if you're in New Zealand, Mega Mart 10 does it all, right? Or any terrarium supply shop. So I generally do a health check on my juveniles, so make sure that they're healthy, make sure that they're in a nice elongated form, so nice slender body, nice and long, no curved spine, that they're shedding well, and the paper towel there is just to give them some land, I guess, some nice soft damp land, and it's also a good opportunity for them to actually remove any extra skin that's been a little bit more troublesome to shed. Anyway, I've put one of them back, and here he is. This guy's the more terrestrial of the 2. The other one likes to be in the water a bit more. I think he's getting to the more aquatic phase, but otherwise, gorgeous animals. In New Zealand here, we get 2 species in the pet trade. We get the Chinese Bellied Newt and the Japanese Bellied Newt. Japanese is obviously the larger of the 2. The Chinese tend to go to aquatic a lot quicker, and that they mature a lot quicker. They're a lot smaller in size. Both 2 very cool species. So as you can see, fairly minimalistic. Both are still feeding on whiteworms and fruit flies. Not so much the fruit flies because they are becoming more and more aquatic, but just getting some different angles. Sorry about the camera quality. I can't get my camera into the terrarium itself, but that's him. I love the way that they breathe, and obviously the gorgeous orange and red colorations. Here he is, about an hour later, at the top of his driftwood, his favorite spot to be. Even in the previous enclosure or the previous setup where I had a lot more vegetation. So here he is. As you can see, they're known for the beautiful colorations on the underneath. So the Japanese are a lot darker in regards to their belly compared to the Chinese. The Chinese are more of a yellow to a light orange, whereas the Japanese go full orange to almost like a light red, and then when they're in breeding season, they're getting to that dark red, and the males get a blush of purple over them. Gorgeous animals. Now they do start small, so for new pet keepers, Bellied Newts are amazing pets. You can't handle them, they're amphibians, so they generally do not like to be handled, but for observation purposes, fantastic. They do get a lot larger than this. They get to about 4 to 6 inches in length, so you have to prepare for larger tanks. Otherwise, I'm Max from Reptile Fanatics. Like and subscribe, and stay tuned for the next one.